What's up, guys? So I wanted to make this video because I haven't made one in a while, to let everybody know about the investment properties we've been working on lately, because we've been in Colorado and I haven't been able to show you up front and personal what's been going on. But I thought I'd make this real quick because I just closed one today. And this is not a success story. This is a little tip, hopefully, for the people who are currently investing that are watching this, might be able to learn the lesson and not make the same mistake. So this was a deal that I actually didn't buy myself. This was a lending opportunity. And for those of you who are fixing, flipping properties, wholesaling, things like that, it's probably one thing you'll move into, which is lending on other people's deals. There's a whole other ball game, and I found that out, not necessarily the hard way, but not the profitable way either. So I'm not going to go over all the details on Snapchat because that would just take too long. So in summary, I lent a good bit of money for about 4 months to this guy as a gap funder, meaning it was not secured. There was a first lender involved and they wouldn't allow a second lender, so it had to be off the books, gap funding. I was supposed to almost double my money and it was going to be a great deal. Problem was, I didn't double my money. I actually didn't make anything. I broke even and got back the same amount that I spent and had a whole lot of headache in the process. The reason that this happened is because I pushed through a couple red flags in the beginning. Even though the numbers looked good, there were still some other red flags that I decided to push through, and here's what they were. Red flag number one was I had never lent to this investor before, and I didn't know anybody who also had lent to this investor before. I did know a friend of the investor, but lesson learned, that's not enough. If you're going to lend to somebody, make sure you know someone personally that you trust that has lent to that person before and had success. Red flag number two. This investor lived out of state. He had contacts in state. The deal was in South Carolina. And the friend that I got this investor from also had good contacts in the area where the rehab was going to be. But again, the investor, the head honcho of the deal, was 5 hours away. Mistake. Red flag number three. Why me? When I was talking to this guy on the phone, it seemed that I was his only option to get this money. Now, it was a good bit of money, but if you're an established investor, you have lots of connections that you can reach out to get that money. And if I was his only option, it was either because he was not established enough to have enough other people to ask, or people knew not to lend him that money. Now, I went with my gut and trusted the friend of a friend that referred me to him. But that was a red flag that I pushed through. And if I would have listened to it, probably wouldn't have lent that money over all this time and broken even. And finally, red flag number four, the area. Invest in areas that you know. This area was in South Carolina. I do invest in Charleston, but it was about 2 hours away, a completely different market on a lake, and it was totally different. And we thought we were going to be able to list for about $245,000, and our end sales price ended up being $195,000. So obviously there goes all the profit, just like that. Didn't take anything, but it just came with us not knowing the area. We ran the comps and the numbers looked good, but right when we listed, about 20 other houses in that lake roughly went up for sale, and supply and demand. Price went down. So invest in areas that you know personally well. So all in all, realize that there's more to an investment than just running the numbers. Even if the numbers look good, there's other factors that are going to let you know if that's going to be a good investment or not. In the end on this deal, the risk was worth the reward to push past those red flags. I'm not going to share the numbers exactly, but it was for me. But just realize for you, when you see those red flags on the investments that you're looking into, really consider those and consider the risk and consider the reward and weigh all your options. But hopefully some of those red flags will help some people down the road to not make a mistake. Yeah, thanks for listening.